This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Tom Pelkey from Huron Humane Society. Hi, Tom. How are you today?
Hi, Nancy. Just fine. How are you?
Good. And you're here today as volunteer extraordinaire like you normally are. How many hours do you think you put in there on a monthly basis?
I don't know. It comes and goes. I try to get out there 3 or 4 nights a week, and most of my time is spent on the building. Other board members spend their time on computer work and things like that.
Fundraisers and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I kind of, that's my niche, is working on the buildings.
Hey, you brought a special piece of plastic with you today to show us.
Yeah, actually, I was out there this morning working, and I thought this might be of interest. This is a piece of the plastic wallboard that we're using in the new kennels. We're trying to use new ideas.
We'll pick it right up here. I'll hold
And this
her
is
up here.
it's actually 1/4 of an inch thick. You can get it any thickness you want, but it's a smooth surface both sides. It's practically indestructible.
It'll be here long after we're not.
Yeah, and it's ideal for the dog kennels because
Yes.
it's easy to clean, and it's moisture proof, obviously, and bacteria proof and so forth. And close to my heart is 50% recycled plastic.
Yay!
So I'm real happy to have it available. We got it from a plant downstate, and we bought enough to do our initial stage, and then we'll purchase some more later on.
And obviously one of those things that we need money for at the Humane Society.
Yeah, the building fund is being stretched, but we're trying to do it with as much volunteer labor as we can.
Okay. Got any animals you're going to talk about today?
Well, actually, I have a couple.
Okay.
We have one that was featured at Real Estate One. We have several businesses, by the way,
Yes.
that do the meet and greets on Thursdays. Real Estate One and
Pura Vida Salon.
Animal Ark, the salon, and also Instant Cash Advance. And we really
Ooh, okay.
appreciate that.
Yes.
It gives people a chance to get in there, and it's a one-on-one opportunity. Last week, I know Scotty, this female dachshund mix, was featured at Real Estate One, and she's a sweetheart dog. They're all sweethearts, but one issue that came close to me this morning when I was out working, we had a dog that came in apparently over the weekend that was found by a Good Samaritan citizen in a ditch, laying in a ditch, and it turned it over to animal control, and apparently they found the dog had been shot.
Oh.
And took the dog to the vet, and she was operated on, and she's at the Humane Society right now recovering. She's doing very well. They've named her Angel. She's a big dog, beautiful dog, very affectionate, but I was really touched by that.
Well, I know here one of the reporters found a dog that had been a brand new puppy that was blind that had been abandoned at Walmart too. They just took it and dumped it in a parking lot.
Wow. Yeah.
You'll get yours someday.
Yes, that's one of those things that breaks your heart.
Yes,
but
it
that's why
is.
we're there.
Yes, very true.
That's why we're there. We have another issue that we'd like to always want to discuss with the community is spay and neuter.
Yes.
The cat population is really serious. I saw a statistic not too long ago that 2 adult cats, unneutered, over a 7-year period, can produce over 150,000 more cats.
And you know, if you have an animal, that's your responsibility.
That's
if you
right.
don't want to do it, don't get the animal. That plain and
right.
simple. And it's not that expensive. It's not that much of a process to do. You call, you make the appointment, you pick your pet up, and you bring
Yep.
them home, and it's your responsibility has been taken care of.
That's right. And that's an incredible number of animals.
Yes.
When you think about it, and how many adult cats are out there that aren't neutered, and that's a really important issue that we try to push all the time with community education.
The interbreeding and the unhealthiness of it
That's
that
right.
is spreading in our community.
That's right. Well, the overcrowding, and we we make sure that all the animals that go through the shelter are spayed and neutered. that's an issue that we just can't abandon.
Right.
But we really encourage the community to get involved in that and take that responsibility. I wanted to mention a couple of fundraisers we have coming up too.
Okay.
Of course, we have our annual Fur Bowl coming up
Yes.
Friday, and that will be at the bowling alley, of course. And there's prizes and food and fun for everybody.
Yes.
Our Facebook will give you all the information on that. You can also email our email is manager.hhs@frontier.com.
Real easy to use your website.
Yep,
very
simple.
very easy.
We have the annual motorcycle run coming up on June 8th.
Okay.
The registration is at the Maplewood Tavern at 9:30 in the morning. That's on 7930 French Road. I'm not a motorcyclist myself, but
I love to watch them. They go by my house every year.
Do
I
they?
just stand there and watch them and say thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
they leave at 11:30.
Okay.
Cost is $15 a person or $25 a couple. And, excuse me, it will end at Chief's Bar
Okay.
at Lake Street and 2nd Avenue, and there's a block party afterward.
Yeah, I always have a good time.
And they have silent auction, prizes, live music with the human wreckage, and a great time guaranteed. And more information, you can call Denny at 989-356-0034 or Natalie at 356-4794. That's at the shelter.
And any kind of motorcycle you have, you're welcome to come and join them, and they really do have a great time. You go from establishment to establishment,
Sure.
you know, sharing the good news and helping our community and helping the animals in our community in particular.
Yeah, there are a lot of classic bikes around here, I see.
Okay.
A lot of people with those.
We have about 1 minute left, Tom, but just want to give a pitch out there for more volunteers. Always can use volunteers.
Absolutely. You know, we have so many constant maintenance needs out there. Cutting the grass. We'd like to plant some flowers. Just picking up the yard, walking dogs, spending some time with the animals so they're familiar with people. They always need to be familiarized with people. That makes them so much easier
Yes.
to adopt. There's so many things you can do. You know, please call the shelter or stop by, check in at the office and see what you can do.
Okay.
But if anybody has any maintenance skills, carpentry skills, feel free to call me. My home phone is 379-3386,
Okay.
and I'll put you to work.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thanks, Nancy.
And thank you from all of us here at WVKB for your commitment to our community. and
Well,
your
thanks for
volunteer-
your support, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be right back following these messages. Welcome back. I'm with Susan Nielsen from the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Great. Wonderful.
Yes, our summer weather, I think, is finally getting here and life is good. So what's going on at the club?
So much is going on. We're already starting outdoor activities.
Wow.
When the spring showers don't keep us in the building.
Okay.
The kids love getting outside
Yes.
to play and to explore a little bit, to see what's coming up along the riverbank for spring. So we're already starting to look at things like that. I want to, before I get going on the kids and the club and all of the busy work, I want to be sure and say thank you to our community for the wonderful fundraiser last
Yes.
weekend. May 10th was our annual raffle dinner. Our gross was about $15,000, and so we're very grateful for that.
Yes.
And I'm always thrilled to see the way Alpena reacts to the Boys and Girls Club and to other nonprofits. Yeah, we couldn't do it without them. So
Well,
grateful.
I'm really glad that everyone pulled forward through. But if you anyone didn't get a chance to attend, they can still drop off a donation. They can still $10 sponsors a family for a year, an entire family.
That's right, and that includes a meal
Yes.
every single day. During the school year, we have dinner every day, or Monday through Friday. But during the summer, we have lunch at 12:30 and a snack at 3:30. And it is essential that we have support for that, because when your kids are at the club and you're at work, dinner can be, or lunch can be an issue
Yes,
during
very
the
true.
summertime. So, and a lot of kids sleep in, and mom and dad go to work, they wake up and come to the club and don't take time or don't have anything in the house for a meal, and so
And
it's
a
wonderful to be able to
nutritious
feed them.
lunch.
It is a very nutritious lunch, and along with that lunch goes a program called Healthy Habits that helps kids understand what eating well means.
Yes.
And we're very grateful for that. So grateful for the food and for the camaraderie
Yes.
and for the learning.
Yes, like
It's a
I
good
always say,
thing.
just walking by, you can hear the laughter
Yeah.
outside. It's just gives you goosebumps. It's such a wonderful sound.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. Kids are a bunch of goofballs. That's for sure. And we really have a good time, especially in the summer, because during the school year, although we want to be sure they get their homework,
Right.
the minute they walk in, Jen Digna's standing at the door saying, "Do you have homework?" It's just like going home, and. But in the summer, it's a little bit more free-flowing. We have a lot of fun. We try to get some disguised learning in there. We try to do things, and we not just try, we do. We have certain programs that we use that helps kids stay up to speed until the fall, so that when they go back to school, there isn't as much relearning. They don't forget as much. So that's a lot of what we do.
Speaking about fun in summertime, YVC sign up.
Oh yeah, be sure you get in there and sign up so you can get the session that you want this year. There are 5 sessions, and if with your permission, I'll just read
Yes,
them.
please do.
June 10th through June 21st, June 24th through July 3rd, July 8th through July 19th, July 22nd through August 2nd, August 5th through August 16th. So you want to be sure and call Brad Summers, so you can sign up for this, for whichever week 2 weeks you'd like to participate. 358-5362 is Brad's number, or 356-0214, and that last number is the club number. And we'll, if you can't find him at the first number, we'll get in touch with him for you, and be sure your kids get the site that you would, or the weeks that you would like them to have.
Yes, and as we've talked about every time, this is a wonderful opportunity to do some team building, to do some skill building, to meet some more people, to get some good things to put on your resume when you're out looking for jobs. Just a great thing and a chance to help your community being disguised as fun.
Well, that's the truth. And when it's time for you to go away to college, any kids, or to go take that next step in your life and get a job, it is nice to be able to put down some of the experiences you've had with Youth Volunteer Corps, and the number of hours you donated, the fact that you can commit and you can have a job and commit to that job, and that's
Yes.
meaningful for any employer, I would think.
It certainly is. And on here you have a note, air conditioning in front part of building.
Yay, Weinkaufs did it again.
Did they?
We do. The County Rec Commission, we got a grant for that, and the air conditioning, and we got 4 new furnaces and an air conditioning unit for the front part of the building. I'm sorry. At any rate, we're really looking forward to being a little more comfortable this summer.
Oh, yes, and you know, last summer we had record temperatures, and it
was
doesn't kind
tough.
of look like that this year, but
Oh,
air
yeah.
conditioning just makes everybody comfortable and makes life a lot
Right.
easier.
Yes, and we'll have fewer water days. Last year we had lots of fun in the water days. We
Yes,
had
you did.
kiddie pools and water guns and all sorts of fun things. And we'll do some of that this year, no matter what, how hot it gets. But it's really nice when children are trying to read, or when when it's just too hot to play. You just can't think, it's so hot. It'll be so wonderful to have an air-conditioned portion of the building.
And families who haven't used the services of the Boys and Girls Club and their kids maybe are a little hesitant about the first time, have them come down for a visit.
Oh, we'd love it. We do. We do not pull our staff away from kids, so we like for parents and adults to come when the kids are in school,
Yes.
or when we don't have kids in the building, so we can give you our full attention and answer all your questions and take you throughout the building. When kids are in the building, though, we are focused on those children, and just the fact that you wouldn't want everybody that walks in, or anybody to have access to your child.
Right.
We don't allow everybody and anybody to have access to the club when your children are in it.
Perfect.
So we appreciate parents coming when kids are not in the building.
Call and
And-
set up an appointment,
Oh,
356-0214.
That's absolutely right. And then when your children come, they can come anytime. They're,
Yes.
they're just kids. We're a kid organization. And they can look around. We'll have a staff member or even better, another kid go around with them to show them the club and tell them what we do there. It's a great place to be.
It is a great place to be.
It is.
And summer hours are noon, Monday through Friday. And how late are you? What are the evening hours?
On Monday through Thursday, we close at 6, but on
Okay.
Friday we close at 5.
Okay.
Most of our kids, parents have busy things for the weekend, and they
Yes.
want their kids early.
Yes.
So they leave about 5 o'clock on Fridays, and we close.
Okay, and lots of fun stuff to do
It
all
is.
summer long with a meal and snacks and just some good mentoring going on all day long.
Absolutely, the finest youth serving staff in this town.
And once again, thank you everyone for the dinner raffle, the wonderful success. And if you didn't get a chance to attend, $10 does an entire family for a year, including a meal every day.
We really appreciate that.
Thank you very much for being here, and I look forward to talking to you next month.
Thank you, Nancy.
I'll be right back following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Joynton, president of Alpena Community College. My guest this morning, pleasure to welcome back Dean Wendy Brooks of Alpena Community College.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Good to have you here. And our topic today really goes back to our accreditation process, whereby we demonstrate to an outside team that we're a quality operation and that we're doing what colleges are supposed to do. Every 10 years, we are evaluated by the Higher Learning Commission of the North Central Association.
Mm-hmm.
And that accreditation review makes us eligible for all kinds of things. The transfer of our credits makes us eligible for state and federal funds. It's a very important process, but mostly it just tells us, gives us an opportunity to study ourselves and then present the results of our operation to an outside team and get their feedback. So I don't think you were a big part of the effort back in 2008.
No.
But since then, you've taken on a role as our lead person connecting us to the Higher Learning Commission. So and let me just commend you for taking that on and how well
Thank
you're
you.
doing it.
And I've really enjoyed it. I've been working on it for this school year, and it's been a great opportunity to learn a lot about our institution and all the good things that are happening.
Well, it's pretty interesting and important, I think, to the public to know that we don't just take our own word for saying ACC is a quality education, but we actually get some external validation of that. One of the things, as you know, that we were asked to dedicate some time and resources to improve on was the documentation of student learning outcomes. Now, what is all that about?
Well, when they did visit us in 2008, the Higher Learning Commission asked us to take the opportunity to be a part of an assessment academy that would help us to learn how we assess and what we have learned from that assessment by gathering data and then learning from that data as to how we can better teach and help our students to better learn. We've been a part of that for 4 years now, and in another week we're going to be going to St. Charles, Illinois, outside of Chicago, to a results forum. And at the results forum we'll be bringing all of our data that we've collected, and we'll be meeting with a mentor, and that mentor will give us even further guidance and evaluate everything that we have gathered together. And from that information, we'll come back and further improve with what we've learned from our assessment academy.
It's a big project, and one that has loomed in much greater importance in the past 15 years than, say, 20 or 30 years ago. Back in when I started working in community colleges, it was assumed that students would learn if you had a good faculty and a good library and good physical facilities and good laboratories. And the proof of the level of learning was simply the grades that were recorded by the instructors and their authority to assess the student learning. But about 15, maybe 20 years ago, some questions began to be asked at educational institutions came under, you might say, greater scrutiny, more demands from the public to actually prove that we had educated people to a high level, and actually study the results of our educational efforts on the students to see how we might improve our efforts. And so for the past 15 years, I would say all across the country, accrediting organizations like the Higher Learning Commission for colleges and universities have demanded that colleges and universities show or prove that students actually learned what they were supposed to do in the courses. Yeah. In some ways, that's regrettable, because there's not as much trust, you might say, in the instructor giving a grade and that being the end of that. The atmosphere we operate in right now is, well, show me the learning. How does the professor's grade of a B or C or whatever it might be translate into demonstrations of students' skills, knowledge, and competencies?
I think it is important to, as we've learned in our assessment academy, it makes us more accountable to one another. As we sit together as a team, we have a dynamic team that has come together of volunteers that are faculty and administrators to really look at assessment to make sure that we are actually teaching what we need to teach, and that the students are learning what they need to learn to be successful. So it has helped us a lot.
Well, I appreciate what you've done to chair that student learning committee. And there have been 3 different primary emphases in that committee. One is looking at our developmental education, the courses that are designed to bridge the gap between somebody coming into ACC, getting up to the skills that are necessary for math and English at a college level. And then secondly, most of our vocational technical programs have ways of certifying student learning, Microsoft Systems Engineer, the automotive ASE tests, the concrete technology tests, and so on. So we're able to track by external review and examinations what our students actually learned. And then thirdly, the core competencies. Those are 5 different learning themes that we say kind of weave through the curriculum. So a big complex project, and you're going to be off to support with them to Chicago to report on the results of our study to I believe 15 other institutions in our cohort.
They'll be joining us.
So if there's another good aspect of this project, we get to communicate with people who are engaged in the same business from a whole region.
And it gives us a chance to shine too with other institutions, because we do really good work, and we want to be able to show the other institutions and the people that we've been working with for 4 years that we have a quality institution and that we do have quality learning happening at ACC.
Well, that's great. I remember when I first came to ACC, I was given an opportunity to have an inaugural event, made a speech there. And I tried to convey to the audience what the letters ACC really conveyed to me. And the A stood for accountability, something that you just mentioned. And so it is an honor, as one of my favorite authors, Max Dupree, says, to be held accountable. And I appreciate what you've done to demonstrate accountability. It's also continuous quality improvement. Is what this process is all about. So thank you for being my guest this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.